It seemed 2 sleepless nights in a row were too much for me, so I passed out right at the table. In the morning, I went down to have breakfast, and everyone pounced on me right away. My brother and parents all started shouting at me. Because of my prank, Charlie hadn't been able to do his homework. To be honest, I didn't feel ashamed. It wasn't fair that my brother had a cool laptop and I had some piece of junk. I spent the whole day at school feeling frustrated. But in the evening, my parents cheered me up. "This is for you. Now you and Charlie won't fight anymore." My parents gave me a gaming laptop, the same as my brother's. I was overjoyed and did not part with it for even a minute. I even stopped coming out to eat, so Mom started bringing food to my room. Soon enough, my parents got tired of that and left me alone. One day, I was enjoying the peace when Viola called me. She invited me to her house to play together. Why not? Half an hour later, I was at her place. Viola started complaining. "I haven't been able to beat the boss for 3 days. I'm so scared. Huggy Wuggy keeps jumping out and eating me." There it was, my chance to take revenge on the girl. I offered to help her again, only now I wasn't trying to win. As soon as Viola turned away, I exited the game and deleted it. All her achievements were gone. Viola was furious. "What have you done? You shouldn't have slapped me. Since you like this game so damn much, start from the beginning and enjoy." Viola burst into tears and threw a pillow at me. Feeling happy with myself, I came back home and went back to playing. The further I progressed in the game, the scarier it got. And yet another challenge. I exhaled, and someone suddenly tapped me on the shoulder. My blood ran cold. I took off my headphones, turned around, and saw Huggy Wuggy. Ah! I grabbed the first thing I could find and threw it at the hairy monster. Damn it! I missed. My laptop hit the wall and stopped working, and the monster suddenly laughed, sounding just like my brother. I pulled the mask off him. "You are about to get it, you jerk! I can't play the game anymore because of you. But I just wanted to prank you." I pushed Charlie away, ran into his room, and grabbed his laptop. "It's mine now." "Mom! Dad! Come here! Phil took my laptop again!" Our parents immediately came running. I was sure they would take my side, but they suddenly agreed with that idiot. "You broke your laptop yourself, so don't blame your younger brother for it. Give him the laptop now." I had to do as he said. Since then, life at home became unbearable for me. My parents constantly scolded me, and my brother locked himself in his room with the laptop. One day, I asked Charlie to share with me, but he just laughed. I missed my favorite horror game terribly and decided to earn money for a new laptop myself, especially since it was the holidays and I had a lot of free time. I got a job as a pizza delivery guy, but hated it since day one. I was in such a hurry that I accidentally mixed up the orders, gave the wrong change, and got blisters on my feet. The only thing that made it tolerable was that those torments brought money. I put it in my piggy bank. In a month, my piggy bank was noticeably heavier. I counted the dollars and almost burst from happiness. I had saved up half the cost. Soon, the laptop would be mine. After my next shift, I barely dragged myself home and was going to put what I'd earned into the piggy bank. However, to my surprise, it wasn't in its usual place. I panicked and started rummaging around through all the cabinets, but it was nowhere to be found. I ran into the living room. My whole family was there. They were preparing to have dinner. "Call the police! We've been robbed! They stole my piggy bank! Check what else is missing!" But my parents only exchanged glances. Dad sighed heavily, and Mom said, "Phil, there is no reason to call the police. No one robbed us. The thing is, your dad was fired. We thought my salary would be enough until he got a new job, but we were wrong. We've run out of money, so we decided it would be fair if everyone pitched in on products and bills, except Charlie. That's why I broke your piggy bank." I couldn't believe my ears. I was furious. "But that was my money. You should have at least asked." Dad slammed his fist on the table. "That's enough. You would have spent it on some nonsense anyway, and we used that money wisely." I could barely stop myself from crying and ran into my room. I wished I had a punching bag. I wanted to hit something so much. In a rage, I started throwing things and suddenly came across the Huggy Wuggy costume Charlie had used to scare me to death. That's when I came up with a brilliant idea of how to quickly make money using a gaming laptop. However, I could not do it alone. I came to Viola for help, but she slammed the door right in my face. I tried to climb through the window in her room, but she pushed me back out. "What do you want? I know you are angry, but I have a really cool idea. Get lost. Please, just hear me out. I figured out how we can make good money on our favorite game. We will create a real escape room. I already have a Huggy Wuggy costume. We will scare the visitors while they are puzzling over riddles. We just have to come up with a script and find a place." "Sounds crazy. What if no one wants to pay for it?" "I would pay, and you would too. I think there are a lot of Poppy Playtime fans like us at our school. Quit hesitating. It would be a shame to miss such a chance because of some grudge." Well, okay, you've convinced me. I could use the money. Phew, Viola agreed. I'll be honest, there was a reason I came to her for help. I had no place to create the room, and Viola's dad had an empty garage. As I expected, she immediately suggested we used it. In just a couple of days, we created a real escape room inside of it. We dragged ancient stuff and ugly toys there, poured some paint on the floor and walls, and drew frightening pictures on the walls. When everything was ready, we sent invitations to the puzzle room to different group chats in the messenger and social nets. The first visitors loved the atmosphere and unusual tasks. A month flew by that way. Our escape room became so popular we didn't have enough time to accept everyone. I bought a gaming laptop with the money I earned, which greatly surprised my parents. They didn't know anything about my business and thought I was still working as a delivery guy. Long story short, everything was going great until it wasn't. That day, my classmate Sheldon brought his younger brother to the escape room. It's Max's birthday today. Please scare him properly so that he would remember it for a long time. We'll do our best. I put the monster costume on, walked up to Max, and tore the blindfold from his eyes. Viola turned off the light and I scooped the boy up into my arms. He started screaming and struggling, and I laughed ominously. All of a sudden, Max started shaking. He bit my finger, painfully, tore himself away, and huddled in a poorly lit corner, shielding his head with his hands. Viola turned on the light and ran to him. Hey, take it easy. It's just a game. He's pretending. He's fine. But Max turned pale, and I shook even harder. I hate you! Even Sheldon got scared. To be honest, Max didn't know what he was in for. I just promised him a surprise without any details. I just wanted a laugh, and not this. We spent over an hour trying to calm Max down. We gave him cold water and even scared him on purpose, like Google told us to. But he kept stuttering. It became obvious we would have to tell everything to their parents. That's how I got into trouble. That same day, Max and Sheldon's parents contacted mine and started threatening they would sue us. My parents shouted at me a lot. I'd never seen Mom and Dad look so angry. They even wanted to punish me by taking away all my pocket money. But I was not afraid. I could live without it. All I could think about was how to help Max. Surprisingly enough, he came from Viola. She offered to take the boy to her father for a hypnosis session. Mr. Williams had worked as a psychologist for more than 20 years, and during that time, he had cured hundreds of patients of stuttering. I had hope again. What if he could help Max as well? Viola, Sheldon, and I held our breath when Mr. Williams started swinging a pendulum in front of Max's face. All of a sudden, the boy jumped up from the couch, burst into tears, and said in an even voice, "Please don't. I'm really scared. I made it all up." Everyone froze in shock. Sheldon recovered first. He grabbed his brother by the collar and shouted, "Why would you do that? Come on, admit it, you brat." "Don't be mad. I've just been sick of everything lately. Mom and Dad were so obsessed with your exams and plans for college that they completely forgot about me. So I decided to get you in trouble and make them pay attention to me all at once." "You didn't just get me into trouble, but also my friends. And all for some childish nonsense. Now you'll get it." "Stop it, both of you. The most important thing is that now everything is clear." Sheldon calmed down, called his parents, and told them the whole truth. They promised to seriously punish Max and apologized to me for their threats. But I still felt guilty. I should have warned the kid what he was in for. I didn't want to take such a risk anymore. Viola and I started to make those who wanted to visit the escape room provide a written consent. But the whole story with Max gave me another idea for a children's puzzle room based on the Talking Tom game. There was only one problem. I didn't have a suitable location for it once again. But soon, that problem was solved. To make up for everything, Sheldon and Max offered their help in organizing the puzzle room. Their parents were so happy that the brothers had reconciled and found a common interest that they allowed them to use their garage. That's where we built the second puzzle room. The two rooms started to bring me good money, so I managed to help my parents. They apologized for the incident with the piggy bank and promised to never take my money without permission from then on. But I hadn't even been mad at them anymore, not for a long time. After all, if everything had turned out differently, I would have still been going to the job I hated and playing games on my laptop for days on end. And now I was living life to the fullest again. Viola and I finally made up. One day, she invited me to the riverbank. And just imagine, she prepared everything I had for our first failed date. A blanket, a fire, snacks, but there was no phone this time. We were too busy talking to each other to waste time on games. So Viola not only became my business partner, but also my girlfriend. Did you like my story? Send the video to someone who will definitely need it.